and welcome back to It's Not Rocket Science. 5 questions over coffee. It's not coffee for me this afternoon. I'm already caffeined up. So this is just some nice warm water with a piece of lime in the bottom, but it's enough to keep me going for this afternoon. And I'm here with Pavel Verbnyak. Pavel is a professional speaker, a consultant coach, really very impressive background. And I'm going to allow him to sort of tell us a little bit about his background now. And how he got into what he's doing. And hopefully we're going to have a really interesting question. So welcome to It's Not Rocket Science, Pavel.
Thank you very much, Stuart. It's very nice to see you and to meet you. And thank you for the invitation to be on your show. It's great.
It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure, Pavel. So tell me, Pavel, what's the common problem that you see people have that you're trying to help them to solve?
Yes, as you mentioned before, I'm a professional speaker, coach, and trainer. So I'm specializing on soft skills. So goal setting, mindset, and habits are the main expertise. And some of my clients coming to me with different kind of questions, how to achieve much more in their professional and personal life. So I'm helping to eliminate some limiting beliefs and fears that holding them back, and most of them are subconscious. So we're fixing our mindset, we're fixing our limiting beliefs with our clients, and it's very interesting process, Stuart. I'm sure you know how it works, and habits and mindset, I think it's essential for our own success and goal achievement.
You know, Pavel, I've been so aware of how often we have limits in our own beliefs which stop us from achieving the potential that so many people have. So it's an important topic to solve.
Oh yes.
So what are the common problems that you find that people have tried, and ways that they've tried to solve some of these problems without with help from people like yourself?
Yeah. Most of my clients, even if it's entrepreneurs, leaders, managers, doesn't see the difference between goals, wishes, and dreams.
Mm-hmm.
So when we set goals, when we write them down, when we make it specific, clear, when we find the resources we need, and find some blockages and limitations, it's getting much more clear. And why a lot of people doesn't have goals in their own life? There are a lot of information about that. There are different answers to that question, Stuart. First of all, most of them doesn't see the value of goals. Nobody taught them. Nobody teaches them how to set goals when they were kids, when they were at universities, and so on. And also, the main reason that a lot of people doesn't set and achieve goals because of fears and limitations in, as you said before, in their own beliefs, on their own subconscious mind. What kind of fears? Fear of rejection, fear of failure, fear of success, fear of new, and fear of different kind of fears that helps us to be alive. And most of our fears and limitations now are not serving us, are holding us back. And when we find that these limitations are not good to us, we can change them. We can put something good on our programs, because this is very important and powerful computer we have between our ears, and we can reprogram our subconscious mind, because 80% is psychology. You know exactly how it works, because if you're successful in profession, if you're successful in relationships, that's because of your subconscious and psychology beliefs. And if you doesn't see the difference, or if you don't like what you have, change your thoughts, change your mindset, change your programs, change your beliefs, and you will see the difference in your life. And Stuart, that's how I started. That's how I started developing myself in this field, learning how it works, because I've had enough limiting beliefs and fears, because you remember in Soviet Union it wasn't easy. It wasn't too easy to talk about money, to talk about finances. I was born in 1987, 4 years before Soviet Union collapsed. But in 1990s in Russia and CIS countries, former Soviet republics, it wasn't easy to build businesses or become financial successful. And because of that, and it's very nice to know how it works. And I decided, I decided to find the answers. What's the difference between successful people and others? How do they think? How do they act? And I found, and that was my transformational point, that success is predictable, is not an accident, Stuart. And we have an abundant world. It doesn't really matter you are in India, in Russia, in South Africa, or in Brazil. You can become successful if you know exactly what you want. If you take 100% responsibility for your own life, for your results, and when you develop yourself, constant and never-ending professional and personal development, I believe is a key to success, long-term success.
Pavel,
And everything starts here.
Pavel, I love some of what you're saying, and I'm just going to circle back on a couple of things. I mean, you identified brilliantly there that some of the limiting beliefs that hold people back are in the fear of success, which I think is a wonderful way of putting it. And I think it's a great thing that you've said. And the fact that you base a lot of what you've just said in the fact that you've come from not just a sort of an organization that's held you back, but a whole system, a whole country that somehow held you back, and you found through your own personal perseverance the way that you can strive for success. I think is a great backstory, and I think is really something that a lot of people can relate to, because they're held back by family, they're held back by school. You were held back by so much more than just family and school. You were held back by a society.
Yes, Stuart. And my mother visited me here in Moscow. Now I live in Moscow. My mom stayed at my hometown, and I hear from her still some words like, "Oh, it's too expensive. Doesn't buy this." I can afford that right now, but I still sometimes hear that voice in my own head, and it's very, very nice to realize that I can change it. It doesn't really matter where you're coming from. It's very important where you're going. And when you have this belief, when you have these dreams and goals, that's a stepping point. That's something show you where you should go, because we all unique, Stuart. You and me and billions of people all over the world are unique. Nobody was like you and me, and nobody going to be in the future like us. So it's great to find what we are good and develop these points, because we are something for on this planet, and we can do something great. We can create a masterpiece from our own life. And when we develop ourselves, when we read book, when we talk with nice, interesting, successful people, because I believe that everyone is a better than me in some subject, in something, and I can learn from them. And I can learn from you, Stuart. I can learn from my followers. I can learn from my clients. I can learn from waitress and something like that. And when we see that the universe and nature and life is happening for us, it's helping us to grow, it's helping us to realize something, we can achieve something wonderful.
Your enthusiasm is infectious, Pavel. It's infectious. I love it. I love it. So we have your Facebook page on the scroll at the bottom of the page. There are many free things that I know you're trying to help people with. Can you tell us about where you can get some of that from?
Yeah, Stuart. Yeah, I'm posting some articles, and I'm author of several books. Most of them are in Russian, but I've translated in English. Some of them are in English. And also I interview some great people, as you are, Stuart. I like interviewing on my private radio show, Olympic champions coming to my show, and sportsmen, entrepreneurs. And there's something common. when we ask questions, we can see that it's, as I said before, their success, sports or professional or financial success, is predictable. They did something every single day for several years, 5, 10, or 15 years, and they achieved that. And when we can model them, Stuart, you know that success leaves clue. And when we do the same, when we think the same, the law of attraction, the law of cause and effect works all the time. And I saw that in my own life, Stuart, because I was born in small town close to Finland and St. Petersburg in northwestern part of Russia, and nobody was wealthy in my family, in my peer group. And I decided, wow, I can create my own life experiment. If that book, if that author, if that person suggests me to form this habit, suggest me to read 10 pages every single day, suggest me visualize or meditate or use affirmations, probably that works. I can do that. I can create my own experiment. And I did that, Stuart. For 2 years, I didn't see any difference. I thought, oh, nothing changes. But when I saw back, when I thought, oh, I found some nice things that changes in my personal and professional life. When we become better inside, our outer life becoming better step by step. It's not easy, it's not fast, it's not quick, but I felt very passionate about that, Stuart, and I found that it works very well.
I think your point about repeatable models and repeatable behaviors, those things that we do frequently actually do shape us, don't they, Pavel? I'm a great believer in getting up first thing in the morning and reading a chapter of a book or something like that, where I learn from that, because I believe that as a business mentor, my job is to give respect to the profession that I wish to be a part of, and to better myself so that I can better other people. So you're right, this modeling behavior, modeling the success of others is absolutely important, so that we can actually understand how they got to where they are, and then just take on board those lessons and apply them to our lives. Because we can model behavior and see change even though we don't recognize it in ourselves.
Yeah, thank you very much for your comments, Stuart. I believe that we can create something great from ourselves. Nobody was born a great productive leader or manager or public speaker or lawyer. Everything starts from a bottom. Everything starts from zero. And when you decide exactly who you are, what you want to achieve in your life, and do something step by step to that. And you mentioned morning routine, Stuart. I love that very much, and I take my morning meals. So I'm in 5 a.m. club. So I wake up at 5 a.m. and I invest my first couple of hours in myself. So I do some exercises in the park. I'm very blessed. I live in the park, close to the park in Moscow. And I do some activities, exercises, even if it's dark. It's dark at 5, at 6 a.m. And I do something for my body. I listen audiobook or podcast, or listening affirmations with my own voice. So I program my subconscious mind. Then I visualize my future, my goals, and meditate. So I take this morning meal, meditation, exercises, affirmation, learning. So I do something. I do something for my body. I do something for my mind. I do something for my emotional state, and it's great. It's Kaizen philosophy, Kaizen. So step by step, it doesn't really. It's some people say, oh, I cannot find 1 or 2 hours. Start from 5 minutes. 5 minutes you can invest. You can find 5 minutes for yourself. When you invest 5 minutes in a year, it's going to be.
That's Pavel. I love. First of all, I love your acronym, Neil. I think that is absolutely brilliant. I shall make sure we capture that and put that in the notes. And the idea that you say, yes, you're absolutely right. the journey of 1,000 miles starts with a first step. Yes, nobody can find 2 hours until they decide they want to create some time. So I was talking to somebody very recently, and they were saying, how do I concentrate? And I said, start concentrating for 5 minutes. You can concentrate for 5 minutes, and then tomorrow concentrate for 10, and then tomorrow and the next day concentrate for 15. Eventually you will concentrate for an hour, but you cannot concentrate for an hour today. You have to concentrate for 5 minutes. So start small.
Yeah, absolutely. And the same with waking up a little bit earlier. You shouldn't wake up 2 hours earlier tomorrow. Start from 5 minutes earlier. After tomorrow, 10 minutes earlier. And your self-esteem, self-confidence will grow up. And because of your self-esteem grows, everything in your life start to be better. So your relationships will become better. Your financial situation will become better because of your self-esteem and self-confidence. And
Pavel, I love it. I love it. I love it. Tell me, what is the and I think I know the answer to this. What is the concept or book which you are finding most useful and impactful in your business at the moment?
Yes, I'm very passionate about psychology of success, Stuart.
Yeah.
Before our podcast, I showed you my book. I'm reading again. That's one of my mentors is Jack Canfield. I'm certified trainer with him. I took his the trainer program back in 2014. I went to the United States, and I think there are just 3 people in Russia who certified with Jack. It was expensive for me that time, Stuart. It was around $20,000 to pay to be involved in that program. But I decided I want to learn from the best. I want to become a trainer as well, and I earned that amount of money, and I applied for the program, and it was great transformational year for me. And another mentor, Stuart, I'm partner and expert of Tracy Academy here in Russia. So Brian Tracy is my another mentor and role model. I know him personally. I know his family, and he's great. He's also great. So I'm in psychology of success. I'm in the success principle. So how to form new habits, how to improve your mindset, how to be productive, how to achieve much more you're capable of, and how to unlock your potential. So that's soft skills. My expertise.
Pavel, that's brilliant. Listen, I'm sure you could teach us so much more, but there is a question that I think you wish I was asking you, which I haven't asked you so far. So what is the question that I should have asked you? And please give us the answer.
Oh, Stuart, that's a very good question. I'm going to share with our followers, Stuart, that you send me these kind of questions. But I thought, oh, I'm not going to think about that right now. I'm going to think when Stuart asked me this question. Stuart, that's very, very good question. Very deep, nice question. I would say, what would you say to yourself, to Pavel, at 15 years old, for example?
Oh, yes.
Old. That's very nice, deep coaching question, Stuart. And if you ask me this question, I would say, Pavel, start early enough. Start read. You should like to read, because to be honest, I didn't like to read, but around when I was 18, I started to read, Stuart, and I love that. And I think constant and never-ending improvement is a key to long-term success. You can achieve anything you want, because there are abundance of information about any question you have in your head. There are about information and answers about how to achieve your own goals. And I think I would say to Pavel, I believe in you. You're a great guy. You are a unique person. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to go forward. And don't be afraid of failure. There is no failure. There is just lessons.
I think that would be a great thing to say to 15-year-old Pavel, because I know many 15-year-olds who don't like to read and are afraid of failure. And we need to get them to understand that failure is not failure. Failure is an opportunity to learn. And how does a baby learn to walk? It falls down a lot, and it never ever thinks that was a failure. I'll sit here and just wait. it thinks it just gets back up and starts trying again. So we need to get people away from the fear of failure. And reading is such a good habit, Pavel. So glad to hear you have started reading since you were a 15-year-old boy.
Yes, Stuart. Thank you very much. Probably I have this teacher's DNA, Stuart. My mother is a teacher and a librarian. She's retired right now, but she loved to teach. She loved people, and my grandfather as well. And probably because of that, I had this passion to teach, to provide some workshops and master classes and seminars. I didn't go to that speaking and coaching career and business because of money. No, Stuart. I went there because I had something to share. And if you do what you love, if you do what you're passionate about, the money will follow. You know that exactly how it works, because the money is the right proportion of value you provide. If you go, oh, I'm going to oil business because there are a lot of money, no, probably you will not be happy and successful. But when you decide exactly, oh, I want to go there, I want to go because I like painting or communicate with people or traveling, you can earn money with what you love, and follow that. You are unique.
What a great way to end, Pavel. That has been absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much for spending some time with us. I'm just going to let people know that if you want to be on the newsletter list so that you get an email the day that we record these, so that you can join and watch exciting and interesting people like Pavel come and talk to us, get onto that list by subscribing at tca.fyi/subscribe. That's tca.fyi/subscribe. That will get you onto the newsletter list so that you can hear in advance that we're going to be introducing people like Pavel. Pavel, thank you so much for spending time with us. You have such an enthusiasm. I'm sure we could talk for many hours, but
Yes.
Pavel, this has been really brilliant. Please keep bringing that enthusiasm and letting us know how you're doing on Facebook.
Thank you very much, Stuart. It was great pleasure talking with you. Thank you for your nice questions. And thank you for everything you do. You are a role model for a lot of people all over the world. And it's the law of attraction works all the time. So I attracted you in my life. You attracted me because of the vibrations.
The pleasure has been entirely mine, Pavel. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much.
Talk to you very soon.